Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I want to give you the 3 worst tips you could ever give a beginner, a playing partner, or any form of golfer that is either learning or playing the game. And I'm going to explain why. I was out in a coffee shop at the weekend, and my wife and I were sitting there having a coffee, and there was a group of 6 guys that always meet in this coffee shop. And one of them was talking to the other 5 guys about what you must do in golf. His first one was you got to keep your head down, keep your arms on the golf ball. Then he went on to talk about left arm straight, and then he talked about got to swing smoothly. And I wanted to address all 3 of those because it's really what I hear all of the time. When people come in for a session for the first time, when you're down the range and you're listening to other guys and girls help each other. So let's first of all talk about the head down. Now, I think what's important to stress is that as I'm standing in here and just looking at you in the camera, oh, that ball came back very nicely. I get myself set up. Again, I'm just looking at the camera. I'm not looking at the golf ball. I haven't even looked at where the balls have gone. I'm just looking at the camera. You can see that I am absolutely not looking at the golf ball. The reason why we don't need to look at the golf ball is because the ball is not moving. Of course, the club's moving and we've got to hit at something. But this game is built up on knowing where we are in space. Anything that you do, if you open a door, if you put a cup of tea down, it's like you can be talking to someone, have a hot cup of tea, you can see out in your peripheral where the kitchen worktop is, and you pop the cup of tea down. You don't have to look at the cup of tea and the workbench to pop it on the side there. Understand that all of the ingredients that I'm talking about to you on this channel is giving you a sense of the feedback the handle puts back into your body and the trade-off of these forces that make us move to make the golf club swing and hit. So there is no part of me that needs to keep my head down and look at the golf ball. There is many golfers out there that through strike their head is turning through, and actually the more you allow your head to turn through, actually it will really free up the thoracic and cervical spine to allow you to create some better rotation through the golf swing. And in doing that, it allows your arms to actually exit a little bit more around us, rather than when we keep the head down. We do tend to keep the head down and the arms start to go up in the through swing because the body gets really trapped. So that's top of the pile. And not to mention, if we needed to keep the head down or keep our eye on the golf ball, the blind community as a bunch of golfers wouldn't be very good. And there's some really good blind golfers. The second one is the left arm straight. And actually, this is something that I worked on quite a lot as a kid. And again, my time down in Australia, I saw Jeff Ogilvy. And Jeff Ogilvy was a good player, you know, still is. Got to the top of his backswing and his arm was bent as anything. It's like, well, how does that work? And so I went down the range and started making a backswing, bending my arm, and started hitting the golf ball. I physically tried to get to the top, bend my arms, and hit the golf ball. And it really started to create way less stress and way less tension through my shoulders, and actually started to create a lot more speed because it didn't feel like I was playing under this restriction. If there's an arm that you want to make a focus in your golf swing, it's your right one. And I did a video about the right arm. The right arm is the arm that actually keeps the arc and the radius in a golf swing, not the left one. Because even if I kept my left arm straight, I could still manage to either go narrow or wide. So the left arm isn't the arm to focus on, but in reality, keeping arms straight, if your body is not moving around, not making rotary patterns, it's going to be very difficult for a newbie golfer or any golfer to keep their arms straight, because if they're short in turn because they're using their feet incorrectly, when they get to the top, if they kept their arms straight, their backswing would be about a third of the way. And so the arms give way to actually create a longer swing. So head down and arms straight will compromise movement and slow the club down. Now, if the club feels like it's traveling slowly anyway, is there any reason why, and they feel restriction, is there any reason why that they then want to swing fast? Which then follows me on to the next one, is they always say, swing slowly. It's like trying to teach someone to pass a ball down the line in tennis, and you say, if you just make that passing shot really slowly. Well, of course, passing shot slowly, first of all, to make the contact, but we've got the contact, now we need some speed. Now, the chances are that when someone starts to swing and hit it harder, they'll start to move more efficiently because they're trying to hit something a long way. Their head will start to free up. They might start to open their body up on their way back in terms of turn, and they might actually start to all of a sudden get one, and they go, oh my God, how good was that? And they might enjoy it, and then they might actually go a bit harder. And then they might get another one straight. Another lucky shot. So all of the time that we're trying to keep the head down, lock the left arm out and swing slowly, taking the blood, taking the life out of these golf swings. Don't do it, people. Don't incentivize people to keep their head down, slow the swing down, and keep the left arm straight. Make people move, make people swing hard, and make them have fun when they're starting out, but don't lock them down. And even if they're a good club golfer and they lift their head up, don't say, oh, you lift your head up on that one, because it's a crock of poop. Because I can still lift my head up and still make perfect contact with the golf ball. My head's coming up like an absolute treat, but it's got no consequence or no reason behind the fact that I didn't make a good contact. So just be cautious out there as a fraternity of people wishing well to other golfers, but just be cautious in how you guide them. And that goes for anyone trying to guide anyone with their golf. If someone comes to you and says, give us some help, what did I do wrong on that one? Well, maybe give it some thought and maybe say, oh, do you know what, I'm not probably best qualified to do that. Because honestly, there are more problems that come onto the mat from the occasional golfer getting poor tips from any number of people. I just wanted to share that with you today because I think it's a really interesting topic of how golfers are advised within their friends down the pub or on the first tee. I hope you've enjoyed that one. Bit of fun, I know. Maybe not going to necessarily tick all the boxes for you, but it is worth knowing. If you have liked this video, do like it, share and subscribe while you're here, and I look forward to seeing you next time.